I got no look. I'm looking a little bald now because I don't have my lashes on. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I wanted to talk about all the stuff that's going on. Okay, you got Jay-Z and Diddy again, yet again. It always end up being them two. Always end up being them two. But let's get into it because so much has happened, right? So I really want to talk about who I think put out that tape, the alleged X tape, involving Diddy, allegedly Diddy, Sly, Sly Banger. That would make sense, right? Sly Banger and Jane Doe. Allegedly. I don't know these people. I don't know who was actually in the tape. I did not see the tape, but I'm just wanting to talk about the tape, right? So, first, let's talk about Jay Z real quick because that night, Jay Z did the Roots concert or the Roots picnic, and he, I think he started off with that freestyle, and in my opinion, that was a whack ass freestyle to start it off with. And then he went into all the songs, the old songs that he has. Okay. Which is probably, in my opinion, stolen music from a lot of artists. But I don't know. Who am I? And I'm pretty sure plenty of New Yorkers or people who bow down to Jay for whatever reason, because he wouldn't bow down to you for any reason. I'm pretty sure people would have some choice words for me. But let's talk about that first because that night that the Roots picnic, that was the first night. I believe that was Friday night. Um I believe it was Friday, or was it Saturday? Yeah, no, it was Saturday. I think it was Saturday. And then yesterday was Sunday, and Erica Badu was yesterday, I believe. But anyway, that night that Jay Z performed on stage for the Roots picnic, just it seemed to me, it seemed like garbage. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. That's my opinion of the freestyle. It seems like he could have did better. And then I was thinking about it, right? So So he comes on. It's like I don't know if he was letting it build up or if it was just motivation, or maybe it's something into Jay Z coming out there doing that whole freestyle because maybe he's going to put out an album or something. I would say that Jay Z is a little too old to be rhyming because obviously, okay, if that's what he's going to give us, it's not going to work. Okay, but I've been seeing a lot of people say that Drake and Jay Z have had this silent beef for a long time, and they've been going back and forth. And Jay Z, he responded back to Drake. I guess Drake had dissed him in his song "Made Me Cry" or "Made Him Cry," something like that. And then Jay Z was just responding back to him in that sense. And then, of course, he just had to get back at everybody, right? Well, I really don't know. I felt like he should have just not even did that. To me, that was crazy because now you're going to produce a whole lot of more hate, okay, from all these people who, y'all can say what y'all want, but Jaguar Wright was in the industry. Okay. And a lot of people like to say, oh, she hasn't proven anything. She's proven a lot of stuff, actually. You could tell how haters work. And I'm saying this not that, I mean, I listen to Jaguar stuff. Now, I don't believe everything everyone says. I don't know if my phone is is it lagging? Maybe not. But it could be me hitting the desk. But I just feel like the freestyle was whack. And then Jay-Z just came at a lot of different people. And these people could actually come back at him and possibly tell some stuff that he doesn't want people to tell, okay, because he's done a lot of dirt. But it seems like he's just like, he didn't care. Because if you think about it, Nicki Minaj could pay somebody to write her some stuff to come back with a diss for him. You know, she could come back and diss him real bad. Okay, she could, I said that only because I've heard that allegedly she doesn't write her stuff. Someone else writes it for her. So she could definitely come back out with a diss track. Okay, we know she would put him out. Okay, she has talked mad junk about Jay-Z in the recent past, right? So she could definitely come out and do something and do a diss. If all of them were to get together and do like a whole cipher dissing him, that shit would be dope. And then, Ramir, who is his alleged son, right? He rhymes as well. He raps also. If they would put him in that, see, I needed to be a producer. I should have been a producer, okay? I would have called everybody up. Hey, look, okay? Drop 10 bars, all right? We're going to put it all together on the diss track. Dissing Jay-Z, we're going to get his ass, okay? That's what I would have did. What's up? What's up? Thank you for everyone watching, coming in and watching my video here. Let's talk about it, right? Yeah, I think that would be real dope, okay? His son raps, okay? Allegedly, he offered Ramir a record deal, and Ramir said he turned it down because that's not what he was really wanting. He said he was wanting that relationship with his freaking dad. Now, of course, somebody, when they diss him, is going to say that. They're going to bring up the fact that you have all these outside children, okay? 2 of them, allegedly, okay? The girl and the boy, all right? And the boy's mom was allegedly 14, 15 years old, and you were in your 20s. Okay, allegedly you was messing with Foxy Brown and she was 15 years old. Allegedly. Jay-Z. So, I wouldn't have did nothing like that. To me, that was dangerous. But it looks like he likes to be dangerous. It looks like Jay-Z likes to play with fire. And I'm waiting on somebody to bring some smoke, bring some information that we haven't heard of, okay? Because it can happen. But what I noticed is I've been watching, okay? I've been watching a lot of stuff, and I see that a lot of these men that came up with Jay-Z, it's like, I'm not sure if they're like fearful of him. Maybe they feel like he may take them out. That can be a very serious thing because if you think about it, and you don't even have to be a celebrity for that to be a thing. But when it comes to Jay-Z, Kanye West did allege that Jay-Z has taker-outers, okay? And he asked Jay on stage not to send his taker-outers on him, if y'all remember. Okay. And now that I go back and I listen to a lot of things, and it kind of put the puzzle pieces together when it comes to Jay-Z and Diddy. We're going to get there. But a lot of stuff is coming together. Jay-Z has always been allegedly this guy, and I'm taking this from gathering information from what all his old homeboys used to say. Okay, they've all are saying the same thing. Jay-Z was this guy, and I'm rephrasing it and putting it in my words. This is alleged. This is just my words. This is not facts. I'm making it very clear. Okay? So everyone is saying allegedly, in my opinion, that Jay-Z is this guy who is talented, has many talents, but can't be trusted. He's the type of person who will work with you to handle some business and then he'll just disappear. That's it. And these men are out here and they're left with, to me, in my opinion, they're traumatized. And it reminds me, and I'm going to be honest, it reminds me of when a woman is in a relationship with a man who doesn't care about her, and then he just takes off and leave one day. And she thought that they were going to go out of town or may possibly get married one day. She thought there was hope for the relationship, but he's gone. He hasn't called her. He hasn't wrote a letter. She hasn't seen his face. But she's like, well, I don't know what happened. I need closure. This is what is given. These men who used to be friends with Jay-Z, even though I don't believe, in my opinion, that he was friends with them, it seems like they all have this common denominator, which is Jay-Z, of course. But it seems like they all have a love for Jay-Z, and it's super strong. But I can't put my finger on exactly why. And I'm thinking, all them can't be like, that can't be it. So I'm thinking possibly they're knowing that he does have power, and maybe they think they could be taken out of this world. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It's just that I feel like somebody does me wrong. If someone leaves me hanging, or if someone takes my company from me and take everything that I helped build up, okay, I'm gonna feel some type of way, and we're not about to be friends, and I'm not about to be nice when I talk about you. I'm gonna tell people who you are, and that's what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna be happy saying it. I'm not gonna pussyfoot around. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. No. I'm gonna tell it like it is. But a lot of these men are, it's like they're beating around the bush for some reason. D Haven, that Oshino guy is who allegedly Jay-Z was speaking of when he said the guy stutters, or the person stutters. Man, I tried to watch a video with him just now. If it wasn't for the host, I wouldn't have known what the hell he said. I'm going to be honest, okay? And I understand why Jay-Z went there, because, man, I tell you. But at the same time, he was like, but nah, he all right. And I'm like, this dude left you hanging. You allegedly, there was some type of deal that was made with him making money or doing music, and Osino never got paid for it. But he's like, nah, he didn't say he's a snake, but he said that he can't be trusted. He don't look out for folks. But then he was like, but it is what it is. It's all right. It's like, the nigga dish you on a public stage, okay? And it's all right. It's all right. But Osino did say that, now he has an opportunity to make money. So I guess that is a good thing, because a lot of people are going to want him on their podcast to find out their history, how he knows Jay-Z. And it kind of makes me feel like, is this all a setup? Like, because even though Jay-Z did the diss, it's going to help a lot of people pockets out, to be honest. Okay, because everyone wants to know what you feel, how you feel about it. Everyone wants to know how those people feel about it. Okay, I watched Jaguar stuff the other day. I think that was Sunday. That might have been yesterday. I watched her live stream, and she was like, it just hit her out of the blue. A lot of people in her comment section were saying she should come out with a diss record. And I was like, yeah, I agree. She could definitely make money or profit off this right here. Okay, now it's time to do interviews. I mean, to be honest, it is. Okay, you even go as far as writing a book right now. Okay, it's a lot of podcasters out here, a lot of podcasters making money. Now for Jaguar, you know you're gonna have to pay. Probably. I don't know. I don't know how that works. So let's not say that. I don't know. But I'm thinking she'll be able to make a lot of money. Osino, he's out here doing a whole lot of podcasts. Anyway, real lately I've been seeing in the past month, he's been doing a lot of stuff. So D Haven, I believe D Haven has his own podcast. And so I was surprised. I didn't hear any diss towards D Haven, but I don't really know D Haven like that or heard of. I mean, I've heard his story, and he was one of the early ones from years back that I remember coming out and actually telling the world about Ramir and the other girl who looks just like Jay-Z, allegedly. Okay, those children. So it's surprising, but I don't know. Maybe one of those discs that Jay-Z threw out, maybe one or two of them was for D Haven. I don't know. No one has pointed that out. But who else? It was a Kanye diss there. I believe that was with the record label as well as Drake as well with the record label. They both have problems there, I believe. But I do believe Drake has come out of his contract. I believe allegedly, I'm not quite sure. I'm saying this. Allegedly, Drake had to produce 7 albums, and I believe he has produced all 7 of his albums. So now he's a free agent. So now if he goes on tour, I believe he'll make that tour money himself. Like that'll go into his pocket because I believe he has fulfilled his contract with the record label. And of course, he did try to sue the record label. And I mean, I don't know if he felt like there was a case there, it probably was. And just because he didn't win doesn't mean there wasn't a case there. I've went to court before and I know I was right. And I lost my case because I didn't have a lawyer and I didn't have the funds to pay for a lawyer. But I knew I was owed that money because it was owed to me, but I lost the case. So I don't know. And then Drake trying to work towards record, trying to put a lawsuit out against record producers who and industry owners who this what they do. Okay, of course they're gonna stick up for themselves. Just like how I feel, okay, allegedly that Jay-Z and his record label and all the people he's connected to have kept Tory Lanez locked up or even got him locked up in the first place. Okay, because I'm not even going to go into all that because that's not what this video is about. Check how you feel at the door. Okay, but yeah, so a lot of people can profit and benefit right now, including Jay-Z. Like I said, if he was to put out an album right now, it'll probably be like it'll probably be hot. I don't know. I wouldn't purchase it, but I'm not a you have to be a very good rapper for me to care enough. Okay? And in my opinion, allegedly Jay-Z has stolen a lot of that music that he calls his, okay? And everyone's calling him the greatest, and I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. I remember the greatest, okay? The greatest was Tupac, the greatest was Biggie, okay? Those two had style, they were fly. Now, it was greats before them as well, but Jay-Z only became big after those two passed away, and he was friends with Diddy. And we already know, I'm not just saying this, okay? We already know that allegedly those two were taken out. Now, if Biggie was taken out and he was still close to Diddy and there was music sitting around, okay, and you could still profit off it and make money, someone could possibly buy that music, put that music out, and become a hit, become real famous. All right, that's just my opinion. Jay-Z came when Jay-Z was popping. I believe Jay-Z was in his 20s. Okay? So, he was already like old. I mean, I don't know. I guess Tupac was he was a little young. I guess Tupac was early 20s as well. But in my opinion, like I said, if it was Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, this wouldn't even be a conversation. Jay-Z, I believe, in my opinion, wouldn't even be in the top 5 if Biggie and Tupac was still around. No, because you got Tupac, you got Biggie, you got Nas, in my opinion. And I mean, right now you got Drake and you got Lil Wayne. I mean, that's just how I feel. You can, however you want to do it is however you do it. Okay, I'm just saying how I feel about it all. But like I said, right now is a great opportunity for a lot of folks to make some money and profit off of this. Now, I don't see Jay-Z being able to profit off it. He's saying that his pockets are long or whatever. I don't believe that whole billionaire thing. I don't believe it. I do not believe it, okay? Forbes is known to falsify information allegedly about people's income, okay? Forbes put the information out alleging that Kylie Jenner was a billionaire. And then they just had to backtrack and put out a information saying that they found out that that wasn't true. So if they can put out information, like how are they fact checking before they just put this information out? Now, a lot of times when these artists or these celebrities, when they combine all their work that they do with a company, and that company has a projected amount of money that it's going to make that year, then you can possibly say that, oh, that person's making billions of dollars, because now you're counting all together the business and what it's projected to make, and then what this person actually have, or what they're projected to have based on other dealings that they have. But it doesn't actually have to be produced those numbers don't have to be produced in order to make it a real thing. So that's real tricky right there. To me, that's like playing with me. Okay? And then why are you so interested in pretending to be a billionaire to broke people? You could be a millionaire and it'd be okay. But I guess it's bad when a lot of folks are claiming to be at least a millionaire. So yeah. But allegedly Drake is a billionaire. So I think that part of the diss where Jay-Z said something about you're 2 and I'm working on 10 or something. I'm up there at 10 or something like that. I believe he was trying to say billion, and ain't no way in the world Jay-Z is worth $10 billion, y'all. Come on now. Let me tell you, okay? Demore, which is Desiree Perez, light from the window. Demore, she put out a video of her mom talking to her in private, telling her that Roc Nation allegedly was about to fall under and they were about to be out of business within 6 months if she wouldn't have been able to get some funds to keep the business going. So you tell me how you have a billionaire, okay, whose company is failing, but you out here asking other billionaires for money to help. Well, he wasn't allegedly Desiree Perez was asking for the money, allegedly. Now, this the video that Desiree's daughter put out. Demore. She put out this video that showed her sitting on the bed and her mom was standing talking to her and the camera was behind her mom up high, and she was talking about how the business was having financial problems. So if the business is having financial problems, then somebody ain't got no money. Okay, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I know how 1 + 2 add up. Okay, how those numbers supposed to add up. Okay, but whatever. Then it was alleged that Jay-Z had tried to get a loan of like $400 million or something like that, and he was denied. I forgot the amount, but it was alleged, okay, that Jay-Z was trying to get a big loan and he couldn't get a loan. And I believe also it was alleged that he tried to get a loan for $20 million and couldn't get it. I know it wasn't 20,000, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Who am I? All I know is a lot of these so-called billionaires are not even billionaires. They're not even. Okay? But whatever. But with Drake now, okay, because allegedly, since Drake has completed his contract, allegedly, now he has billionaires that want to work with him and put money behind him to support him. And whatever's new, we'll see that real soon. So if he's not a billionaire, then he's probably going to at least be one real soon. But I'm going to be honest. I do believe if Drake's not a billionaire, he's pushing it. And I'm going to say that because he's Jewish. That's what I'm going to say. Because Drake blew up real fast. He blew up real fast. He has a lot of backing. I remember he got that plane. Seemed like he got that. I think he got 1 or 2 planes real quick. I think one of his planes he didn't even pay for. Someone gave it to him, but that's alleged. I don't know. Okay, all this is alleged. Even my name is alleged, like Tasha K say. Okay, y'all can look up the research yourself. I'm just going off the things I've saw and the things I've heard and put everything together and trying to make sense of what I've heard. So all this back and forth, fake billionaire to maybe a billionaire, I don't know. You know, Drake, of course, did just come out with his album. A lot of folks are saying it's doing real good. Some people are saying it's not good. But a lot of folks are saying Jay-Z's freestyle was trash. And some folks are saying that it was fire. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I don't know. But again, I do feel like a lot of folks can stand to make some money right now, including Ramir. You know what? I don't even want to bring him up because if Jay-Z's old friends are afraid to say how they truly feel, Ramir definitely should, not say anything. So that could be, in my opinion, why Jay-Z came out on stage and, threw shots at a lot of folks, because possibly maybe he has some taker-outers that can take some folks out. So, to keep people quiet. I don't know. But yeah, so that's that. I guess we'll just wait and see what comes out behind that. We'll just wait and see what happens. Now, a lot of folks was talking about Jay-Z hair and saying that you can't take locks down and make an afro, and you can. You definitely can. Now, I went to cosmetology school back in the day, and I know that to be true. You definitely can do that. So, if he actually had the hair to begin with, because a lot of folks are saying this is just weave, and I swear I believe it's a wig. How would we know? We won't even know. We won't know. We won't know. I mean, who's gonna tell? Okay, Beyonce has a whole hairline, okay, of products, that is. So, he could say he was using her secret recipe or Mama Tina recipe. I don't know. Maybe she put some gumbo in there or something. And I don't know. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't believe that's his hair, I'm going to be honest. But because a lot of men are known to be wearing these hair pieces. But who cares? Right? I mean, everyone cares. I'm sorry. Everyone cares because it just looked weak. It looked like you out there trying to look like Angela Davis from California because the whole outfit was giving California to me. I didn't understand. It didn't give New York. It gave Eazy-E. And I actually saw excuse me, a picture someone posted on social media of Eazy and Jay-Z. And it looked like him. Allegedly, in my opinion, Jay-Z will steal your stuff. And allegedly, whether you're dead or alive. Okay, so we don't know. He could have definitely said, you know what, I'm going to do the Eazy-E, but I don't know. To me, it was a hot mess. And it did rile people up, but to me it didn't bring him out in the best light. I'm not sure if that's what he wanted, if that was the goal he was looking for. It didn't help him in any way. It didn't. It's actually pretty sad because allegedly there's Ramir out here. That's my dishwasher. I heard something. I was like, what the hell is that? That scared the hell out of me. Okay, Jay-Z, let me stop saying his name. I'm gonna call him Sean. I'm gonna call him Sean Carter. Call him Mr. Carter. Okay, put some respect on his name. Okay, because Kanye was scared. Goddamn it. So I might need to be careful. Okay, Mr. Carter. All right. Matter of fact, we're gonna hurry this conversation up. All right, but that whole style and look and everything was wild to me. It was real wild. So yeah, I guess we shall see what's going to come out from that, right? And moving on to Diddy, right? So allegedly, the X tape came out with Shy Diggler, I believe that's his name, allegedly, Daffy and Joy, and Diddy. And I didn't get to see it. I was trying to look for it because I'm nosy. I want to see it. Okay, I couldn't find it anywhere. And a lot of folks were saying they saw it, and I believe they were lying their behinds off because that was not available. And I'm thinking if it was that available, it would be a link that I would have been able to get to. No, I'm not going to fall for that. A lot of people out here saying they saw that tape. They didn't see that tape. They didn't see that tape. A couple people probably saw it, and maybe only one or two probably saw it. Or maybe they didn't see it. I mean, I don't know why there isn't a link. Somebody would have produced the link. You know how people do? You know how social media do? Where is the link? But folks were saying that it is a tape. I do believe it's a tape, and I do believe people have seen it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Vlad interviewed the dude who told us that Diddy allegedly used his phone to record. And of course, he said he took his phone with him when he left. And I believe, allegedly, that Vlad paid for the footage because Vlad was so happy to talk about that footage. I mean, he wanted details, okay? Sly had showed him a little bit of the tape, the video, and he was just so giggly and happy, and it was creepy. It's like, why are you wanting to see this man in an X act? Why is that such a big thing to you as a man? unless you was willing to pay for it so you could put it out and make some money from it. That's what I believe. I don't know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, what y'all think about it, but I believe that's why he was so happy, because he know that's a hit. He can make a lot of money off that. Okay? And put it on the dark web. I don't know anything about no dark web, so maybe that's why I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's on there or not. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm not surprised. But let's say there is a tape, right? Okay? Allegedly. I don't know. We're just talking here, right? Let's say there is a tape. I don't believe Diddy put the tape out, and I don't believe Daphne put the tape out. I don't believe either one of those two put the tape out. Because let's think about it. Come on, let's brainstorm this, right? Diddy is not that cocky, because if he was, we would have been got some tapes of him with people. Okay, 50 Cent alleged that Diddy sent him, he believed a video of Cassie was sent to him, and he believed that Diddy wanted him to get that. We don't know. So I'm thinking if Diddy wanted the tape to get out, it would have got out. But I doubt he would want a tape to get out with him, his lady, and another man, and he has a very tiny thing, okay? And you can see it, because that's what a lot of people are saying, that they saw the tape. He has a small thing, and Vlad said that. Vlad actually saw the tape because he interviewed the guy. The guy showed him the tape, and I believe Vlad could have paid that guy $20,000 to get that tape. I would have took it because it's mine. I got the link. I got the information, so I could just sell it again to a higher bidder. Or I could get $1 million for the tape, okay, if I had it. This is what I'm saying. This is how I would think if I'm Sly, right? Definitely, I'm letting you get it if you'll pay for it. And I'm keeping the original footage. Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. So I believe there is the tape because Sly said it was. He showed it to Vlad allegedly, so I think Vlad brought it. Why not? It only makes sense. Why would Sly just put that information out for free and don't even get paid for it? You're not about to do that. He is Sly is an alleged corn star with the P, not the C. So why wouldn't he profit off it? Okay? So once they pay for it, it is what it is. They can do whatever they want to do with that information. But that's what I believe. Okay, and then, and also Diddy, I don't believe it. So I don't feel like he would want to be embarrassed, because men ego is up there, child. A man and his ego, they don't like to be knocked down, okay? He wants to be the king, in my opinion, in every situation. Okay, even something like that. He's up there orchestrating the whole thing. Okay, got her looking for men. He got women looking for men to be with. He like, y'all gonna be with him, y'all pick him. Because he know they gonna pick one that he like anyway. He gonna like them too anyway. He know she ain't picking no anybody to be with. And in the trial, okay, I believe it was Daphne. It was one of the chicks he was messing with in the trial, and this is not alleged, but it was one of the chicks who said it was nasty men, like nasty, like dirty men that she didn't want to even have to be with, but that's what he wanted to have the freak off, so she had to do it. So, I mean, I followed the whole trial, okay? I wasn't there, but I followed it from a lot of different sites that I was going back and forth and following the trial. So, yeah, I know the trial, okay? And I remember that. So, and then allegedly there were men who were already doing this for a lot of other men. Allegedly, Kanye. Or is it Kanye and his now wife? Allegedly. So I don't know. But allegedly, they reuse the same men. Like they have a circle of people, just like they have the circle of those women they pass around. Allegedly, it's a circle of men they use to be with their wives as well. For some reason, this is the rich man thing to do. For him to sit back and watch a dude like Sly have intercourse with his lady. And Sly ain't a bad looking guy. And he said he is blessed. I watched the interview with him and Vlad. He said he is very blessed. Okay? I don't like blessed. I don't like to be in a lot of pain. And I know blessed can be real big. But I'm just saying it. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm just saying I'm pretty sure Diddy had a great time, and it's probably some stuff on that tape that he wouldn't want people to see him doing. Like, real happy to see Sly. Okay, Sly already said he's a blessed guy. Okay, he said the lady was having a lot of fun, and knowing Diddy, he had a lot of fun looking at Sly. And I don't think he would want to put that tape out, and that's what it shows. And when it comes to Daphne, now I know allegedly she was under the influence as well of a lot of drugs and possibly even alcohol. But I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want a tape like that to get out and embarrass her and her child. So I don't believe she would have put that tape out because her child is like allegedly 11, 10, 11, 12, something like that. Not 13. I don't think he's that old. Bruce Leroy, like Rick Ross said. Rick Ross called him Bruce Leroy. So I'm going to call him Bruce Leroy. So, and then 50 Cent. Now, 50 Cent, I'm going to be honest, and this is just my opinion, how I feel. I believe if 50 Cent had the tape, and 50 Cent could have damn well contacted Sly and been like, hey, let me buy that tape up off you or get a copy or something and put it out there. I believe he would have did that. Not caring about his son having to see it. I believe he would have did that. Yeah. I believe that. It's embarrassing her and it's embarrassing the son. And if you watch any of the interviews that 50 Cent's ex baby mama, I don't think they were married. The first baby mama. If you listen to any of the interviews that she put out, she made it very clear that she believed that 50 Cent didn't care nothing about the child, that the son that they had together, but only cared about her. And she said in one of the interviews that she did that her house got caught on fire in the middle of the night and they had to jump out, her son and her sister and her friend that was there. Allegedly, all these people were there at her house, and in the middle of the night, they all had to jump out the second floor window because the house was on fire, and she alleged that she believed he possibly had something to do with it. And I believe her. Okay? I know how some of these men, y'all, and I'm going to just say some. I'm not going to throw all of them to the wolves. But I do believe it's a lot of men out here that do not like women. They only like people for what they can get from them and use them up. And when they're used up, then they just move on and just get another one. They just replace you and get another friend, get another woman. Like, it is what it is. Okay, get another life. Move in a different house with another chick. Whatever it is. Okay, any man, rich, poor, I feel like it's a lot of men who do not care about women. They don't. So I believe that's true. Now, and I believe that if 50 Cent had access to the tape, I believe, in my opinion, that he would have definitely put that tape out. And yeah, and then post a social media post saying, "Now my son got to see this, and it's gonna mess his life up," or something like that. Whatever he said, because he did put out a social media post, and he mentioned his son, and I thought it was real weird because I didn't hear him mention anything about 50 about Rick Ross, and Rick Ross has just did an interview talking mad junk about him and Bruce Leroy. Well, not saying anything bad about the little kid, but saying that calling the dude Bruce Leroy and saying that he took him fishing while his mom was doing what she do with Diddy. Or no, he didn't say with Diddy. He said on Star Island, which is where Diddy has a house or allegedly had a house. I don't know. But yeah, I believe 50 Cent could have did it, or Sly, or Vlad. And I'm going to say Sly and Vlad are the same because Vlad would have got the video from Sly. So yeah, so Sly or Dick or Vlad put it out, in my opinion, or 50 Cent. That's what I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Now, Daphne, to me, this is embarrassing. It's really embarrassing because unless that's what you're going for, it's a lot of porn stars. This is what they do, and they don't care. It is what it is, right? But if it's not what you do like that, or you didn't want some of this information to get out or video to get out, if it's really embarrassing to you, it's going to be terribly embarrassing to your child, right? He's going to possibly have mommy issues because if he hears about this, he could possibly be taunted by other children when he go to school, when he grow up. You know, just think about it. Children are, their parents are going to tell them, okay, or they're going to see this information or stuff for themselves, and then it's going to get back to him one way or the other. He's going to hear mom and dad talking about it, fussing about it, something. He's going to hear mom crying about it to whoever, and then it's going to affect him. Hearing that Diddy case is going to affect him. Okay? That shit is wild. I can't, you know what? Yeah, it's just crazy to me. And I used to think like, dang, these men, they don't get no black women. They get all these other type of women, but y'all can have all that, okay? Y'all can have all that. Okay, possibly getting STDs allegedly, just to be with a dude for money. I'm glad that's not my life. So glad. I would not want to be sitting here burning right now, like having to worry about taking any type of medication right now. Okay, that is not the life I want to live. That's not what I came here for. That's not my purpose here on earth, is to be your sea bag. Okay, C and two more letter bag. Okay, it's not my purpose on earth. Okay, to swallow as much ping as possible. That's not what I came in this world to do. So I'm just so glad, child, that that's not my life, and I just really hope it's not going to be the life for my children or my grandchildren. I hope that don't ever come in my bloodline. And I say that, and I remember I was having a conversation with one of my children just recently, and they mentioned that they used to, like the Disney stars, and they used to they thought about being like famous, what it would be like to be a Disney star, and then they saw how a lot of those child stars end up growing up having a lot of issues, you know, being assaulted in some type of way, and they were just like, "Yeah, I'm glad that wasn't my life." And I remember I used to want to be an actress. And I'm glad I didn't, because no, I'm not willing to do whatever. I'm not, which is probably why I'm not an actress. Because that's not the life that I want to live. That's not what I believe I came in this world to do. Yeah. But to each his own. To each his own. People do what makes them happy and what supports them, because if you're a female, you have a banging body, and you want the fast life, and you want all the shebang, or even if it's temporary, you know, you want a condo that's paid for each and every month, not for the whole year, but for the month. Not that you own, but it's renting, and that's in the dude you're with, in his name. You know, if that's what you want, then that's what, you know. Then that's what it is. It is what it is, right? Yeah, but that's my opinion on those two again. Boy, I swear they're like, oh, another thing about Jay-Z I wanted to bring up real quick. Jay-Z, in my opinion, is a fibber, in my opinion. I feel like he fibs about a lot of stuff. Okay? I feel like he is the biggest fibber. I wouldn't believe nothing that man says. Okay? And I'm saying this because of the whole Ramir situation. He hasn't even brought that up or mentioned it. In his GQ interview with that little young boy who probably doesn't even know Jay-Z's history like that, or if he does, he's not going to bring it up, because to him, Jay-Z is a genius. Child. Yeah. But in that interview, he said that, I believe he said that the whole freestyle thing was like dead. Like that wasn't a thing that people doing anymore. It wasn't a big thing or something, as well as like dancing and all, which I didn't agree with that then. I believe that dancing has always been a part of hip hop, of any, I'm not going to say any type of music, but most music, dancing is a part of that. It helps with the song. Yeah, especially nowadays. Okay, you have a song and you got a little two step or something going on, it's gonna blow that song up. Even Ti latest songs, like people done created steps to that and blew it up. But yeah, so and then he comes out on stage at the Roots picnic and he does the freestyle, fails at it. Okay, but he said freestyling or that type of rap was like outdated or something. Lies. Okay? In my opinion. My opinion. Allegedly. Does my opinion have to be alleged too? I'm gonna just say allegedly. All this is alleged, okay? But it's my opinion. But I'm gonna just say it. Okay? Also, what else he lied about? A lots of lies. Okay? I don't trust nothing that man say. Okay, if you look at all the conversation, people who've been around him said, like, he will lie and have a straight face. He doesn't do many interviews. He's not going to interview with someone like Atasha K, who's going to get the details out. She's going to ask the hard questions that he's not wanting to answer. Okay, so he could tell us anything, except for the fact that people who knows him They know the truth, and they end up coming out and telling the truth, or at least their truth. And then we realized, yeah, nah, he was lying. He was lying the whole time. But I don't trust nothing Jay-Z have to say. I don't trust nothing that comes out this man's mouth talking about his money went up. Did it really? From what? From Beyonce being on tour for 10 years? You know, let this woman rest. Let Beyonce sit down and take a break with her children. Like, it's about time that he get on somebody's stage instead of Beyonce done been on stage for 20 plus years. Okay, working her behind off. Now, she might actually be a billionaire. I don't know how her contracts are set up. But I know she's had everything. Liquor, alcohol. I believe he had liquor, alcohol, that's the same thing. But she's had all types of stuff, right? She's done a lot. Even back all the way back to Darion. Remember the Darion jeans? I had me a pair of those, you know, like she goes way back with her stuff. Okay? Started her people produced her dad was the one, he was their manager for Destiny's Child. So you know he had her lined up good until Jay-Z came along and wanted to get married. Then he moved the dad out the way, or the dad allegedly, all this is alleged, my bad, allegedly the dad just had to move out the way. Okay? And then did y'all see that Steve Harvey did an interview and he said that Diddy was bad? He was like, that man is just bad. And I'm thinking, didn't he sleep with your stepdaughter? Or him and his son or something like that? Like, allegedly? I don't know. And you now want to come out talking about he's bad? Why you ain't been told us that? Dude's supposedly getting out soon and you up here talking about him? You not afraid of him? Let me find out Jay-Z worse than Diddy. Okay? I don't know. I thought that was real brave of Steve Harvey to do something like that. It seemed like that wasn't smart at all because no one has been talking negative about Diddy except for regular bloggers. And like a couple of his old friends. Like old. I don't know. It's surprising to me. But yeah. Yeah, Jay-Z or Diddy can't be trusted in my opinion. I don't know. Where's Ramir? I hope Ramir is safe and he's okay. Peace out to him. But I hope that him and his family get the justice they need, they deserve. Because it's just crazy how this man is walking around switching up hairstyles like a female. Okay? Who can, like, you so worried about, oh, I'm going to take my locks out and get an afro? What was the point of that? To me, it made me feel like he stole, isn't Questlove the one with the big afro? Why would you come out there looking like Questlove? You steal his thing. Jay-Z, to me, allegedly, because I think that's Questlove who has the afro. I think he's that one. I don't know. This is all my opinion. This is all alleged. My nose is itching. Someone's possibly talking about me. I don't know. Hopefully it's not Mr. Carter. About that. A message came in and I clicked on it. But that's all I have for you guys. It's been an hour and I have things to do. Yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Everyone chiming in on how they feel about Diddy and Jay-Z and the freestyle. Do you think it was hot? Do you think it was not? You know, Diddy X tape with Jane Doe allegedly. How do you feel about that? Yeah, the whole thing. Who do you think put out the tape? Like, leave me a comment in the comment section. Talk to me about it. I would love to hear your opinion and how you feel. Thank you to all my new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel, man. Okay, why not? All right, let's talk about it. I'm talking about the same stuff you're listening to, you're watching other people talk about it. I probably have a different viewpoint than everyone else you're hearing. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a lovely, lovely evening. Peace.